Time now for the fantasy pickup of the week, presented by the all-new Jeep Gladiator. I'm Jamie Eisenberg. That's Heath Cummings. That's Pete Prisco. This is Fantasy Football Today. We're talking about a guy that you should be adding in all leagues that could help you, not just for week number 6, but hopefully for the rest of the season. And I went back and forth, guys, on 2 different tight ends because I think they're both viable for this week. But long term, I think Chris Herndon has a little bit of a better situation than Gerald Everett, simply because, and you sort of alluded to this in the last segment, Heath, if Brandon Cooks is healthy for the Rams and you have Cooks and Kupp and Woods and Gurley, we've seen Gerald Everett be fantastic the last 2 weeks, but that's with Jared Goff throwing well over 100 passes in those 2 games. I think Herndon's going to step into his role with the Jets now that his suspension is over and maybe be their most consistent pass catcher. Now that's in a group of Robbie Anderson, Jamison Crowder, now Demaryius Thomas, who's taking targets, and we know Le'Veon Bell. But I think Adam Gase likes this guy. I'll go back to Gase's track record with tight ends, which is small, but he did have a guy, he would lean on him. So I'm going to give Herndon a slight nod as the better pickup long term. This week, I think Everett's better. Long term, I'm taking Herndon. Are you guys with me?
I am with you with this week, Everett, long-term Herndon, and this is some kind of waiver wire, isn't it? These are the top 2 guys in the fantasy pickup of the week. The only thing I worry about with Herndon is how many targets Le'Veon Bell is getting. Is he going to cut into that, or is Bell going to take 25% of the targets off the top?
I think the one thing, and you're right, is this is Luke Falk scared for his life,
right,
checking down. Sam Darnold, not as scared for his life, scanning the field.
Right.
That's the hope, at least.
Yeah.
I would take Herndon for the long run. By the way, one quick thing. All you 6'5" basketball players who have no chance to play in the NBA, decide to quit basketball and become tight ends, please. There are so many guys that you look at a college basketball game and you say, he's 6'5", he's playing power forward. He will never play in the NBA. You could become a tight end. You should be playing tight end. We don't have any tight ends anymore. Where are they?
You have 30 seconds. Tell your Antonio Gates story.
When I was covering the NCAA tournament for us, I had Kent State, they were playing at Kentucky, and I was doing the regional, and Antonio Gates had been a football player at Michigan, got kicked out of Michigan for some incident. I walked up to him and I said, Antonio Gates, you should be playing in the NFL, either defensive end or tight end, I said. And he looked at me and said, you think? And I said, yes. And I reminded him of that every single time I see him.
That's pretty good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reason that Antonio Gates is going to the Hall of Fame in the NFL,
thank you,
is Pete Prisco. All right, so that's the Jeep pickup of the week. Chris Herndon, again, long-term over Gerald Everett. But if you want to pick up one of the 2, I'm certainly okay with that. Hopefully Gerald Everett keeps us up. 19 targets his last 2 games, over 170 yards and a touchdown over that span on 12 catches. So let's keep feeding Gerald Everett. That'd be nice to have more tight end options for us.